Are you ready, Josh?
Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready?
hmm Good morning, Miss Golden Guest. Today is going to be our 8th week presentation, and this week we are going to be covering employee appreciation, presented by.
Imani, Ballou, Joshua Pierce, and Joey Sun. So over the past 8 weeks, we learned the 5 pillars of success: personal development, financial management, social responsibility, college planning, and career readiness. But over the past 8 weeks, we also experienced each other, and that's the most invaluable lesson that we learned, is how to manage each other. Unfortunately, one of my partners could not be here today, but that's not stopping her from being interactive with us. So here I'm going to have play some voice messages from her throughout the presentation about how she feels about each and every one of you, starting with this one.
Hi guys, it's Imani, and I'm just recording my voice so that I can talk about the certain people on the slides. And sorry that I couldn't be there.
Starting with our first person, Mufasa. Happy birthday, Mufasa. Here's a message from Imani about how she feels about you.
The first person we'll be talking about is Rajafa Laskar. My favorite memory of her is our late night Zoom calls. This was when we both were working on our project together and we got so off topic. And I remember when we started talking about a glitch-proof fan. And she was voted to most likely be a meme and go viral.
The next person we're going to be talking about is Layla. Also known by me as Layla, my favorite moment of Layla is creating spotlight and arguing about it. Layla taught me that you have to create a space for people with passion. My favorite quote from Layla is "The sharks are tacky." She told me that when we were working on the presentation, and I put sharks on our presentation, and she said they were ugly and tacky.
So the next person I'm going to be talking about is Patricia. And my favorite memory with her was when we did the kitchen challenge where we stacked kitchen utensils and she stacked a huge stack of pots and it fell on her. And the quote that she says that's so funny is, "If this goes bad, I'm going to start glitching."
The next person we're going to be talking about is Jesslyn. Here's a voice message, Jesslyn, from Imani about how she feels about you.
My favorite memory of Jesslyn was also when we talked in our late night Zoom calls with Rusafa. She was voted to be the best dancer.
The next person I'm going to be talking about is Tatiana Trammell, aka Tati. And my favorite memory with her was when me, Tati, and Lyric was in a group presentation where we kept on getting off topic, and it would be so funny when we would talk about things we liked and stuff. And the quote that she always says is, "He sounds a little monotone."
The next person we're going to talk about is the person in my group right now, Joey. Joey, you were amazing to work with. You're a wonderful person. My favorite memory with you is how we used to go watch movies together during lunch. You were voted to most likely start a YouTube channel. A quote that you always say is, "Oh my God, I'm very proud of you. Thank you for working with me." And yes. The next person we're going to be talking about is one of my favorites, Imani Ballou. Imani, I know you're watching this at home. I'm completely proud of you too. My favorite memory with you is every FaceTime call we had after 3 o'clock after the program, every argument, every debate. You taught me that how to laugh and work at the same time. My favorite quote for you is, "I bombed it," and you're doing great.
So next we're gonna be talking about Brandon. And my favorite memory with him was when we would play Cash Flow together, and it would be so funny because he's so good at it. And the quote that he said is, "It's the home video of homework for me."
The next person we're going to be talking about is Teji, also dubbed by the group as Techie. My favorite memory of Techi is the breakout rooms that we used to have because we were always in the same breakout rooms together. Techi was voted for being best successful at dropshipping, and the quote that Techi always says is, "Wait, I have a question," before he announces his actual question. The next person we're going to be talking about is Isaiah Fletcher. Here's a voice message from Imani about Isaiah Fletcher.
And of course, the next person I'm going to be talking about is from our own group. My favorite moment with Isaiah was when it was his birthday, and when he came in, we had sang happy birthday to him, and we had drawn little balloons and cupcakes just for him. He's voted most likely to have work in a huge museum.
And the next person is Joshua.
Our first coordinator, G.
He's from our group. So my favorite memory with him was when we were on the Zoom call at lunch and he would be arguing with Imani and it would be so funny. And one thing that he always liked to say when he gets on the Zoom calls when we're practicing for our presentation is "Good morning, campers," and it would be so funny.
The next person we're going to talk about is Jose Rodriguez. Also dubbed by me, the entrepreneur, Jose taught me that you have to dream big and work hard to achieve success. Jose was voted likely to be the youngest entrepreneur. My favorite memory with Jose is when me and Jesslyn and Jose had to create a pitch, and we didn't really do it in the breakout room, so we had to create just like that, and we thought about a Jello turning into the edible anything. A quote from Jose is, "You're looking sad." It's an inside joke, so you guys aren't going to get it, but he's going to get it.
And the next person is Urel. And my favorite memory of him is when he was talking about his influencers. And his influencers, when he talked about it, he seemed really passionate about them. And he's voted to create a fashion designer line because he's so into fashion.
The last fellow that we're going to be talking about today is the one and only Lyric Wise. Lyric, also dubbed by me as the lyricist, is voted to be most likely to be a lawyer and the rapper at the same time. Lyric, I met you on a personal level, and you have came to me ever since, and we have bonded on other sides other than the program. And the quote that you always say is, "I'm irked." If you know Lyric, you know that she does not text you back. She does it in voice messages. And all of her voice messages are completely hilarious because they share her personality and she's talking to you. And of course, now we're going to go to our coordinators. Jason, here's a voice message from Imani about her experience with you.
Jason Connors. My favorite memory of him was beating him in cash flow, technically, because I won by default. And one thing that I learned from him is that you don't always know what you want to do. Like how he had shared his experiences with us about going to college. He thought he wanted to do one thing, but changed it completely.
And the person I'm going to be talking about is Abby Briskin, known as Miss Abby. My favorite memory with her was when we were doing the icebreaker where we did the karaoke and we would sing along when she picked her song. And we also learned how to be a better writer from her. And the quote that she always says is, "Can you say hello back?" Because we always never say hello back when she says that.
The next person we're going to talk about is Samantha Lyons. Miss Samantha, here's a quote from Imani about how she feels about you.
Samantha Lyons, aka Miss Samantha, was the first person that I contacted or had contacted me, technically, and she helped me through this whole process and informed me of what this program would be about. And I'm very glad that I have the opportunity, even though I'm out of state, to join this program and get to meet these wonderful people. Something that I learned from her specifically was her professionalism and how she was always on top of things and working so hard. She was so dedicated to this program. One iconic quote that I remember from her is, "Don't use the chat, unmute yourselves."
Lastly, the last person we're going to be talking about is one of my favorites, the Big Boss, also known as Jim. Jim taught me tough love through multiple experiences and taught me how to think outside the box than the box that I was thinking in. A song that reminds me of Jim is "Man in the Mirror" from Michael Jackson. My favorite quote from Jim was when he told me, "I'm still trying to figure you out," basically confirming to me that he actually cares about all of us and that he actually sees potential in all of us. And I felt like he saw potential in me in that moment. This is our West Coast family. Even a pandemic can't break the West Coast family. West Coast is not just a business, it's a last name. And we carry that last name. And through this last name, we have to represent the good and the bad of business sides and go into our own worlds and represent us fully and culturally and show people that it's different and we're not just who we are, we're beyond that.
Thank you. If there are any comments or questions, you can ask us now.
Thank you guys. Love you all. I think I'm about to cry, but I'm not about to cry.
I love you guys so much.
That was really different. That was cool, though. Let me know how you're going to turn employee appreciation into a business.
All right, guys. Good job. That was so nice. I literally just wanted to cry the whole time. If anyone was looking at me, don't mind me. I was literally just like in my bag over here. But that was amazing. I love that. That was so nice to reminisce on all of our moments. So again, big round of applause for you guys. That was amazing. Lyrics ahead of me. She's already crying.
I can't stop. I really can't stop crying, y'all. Y'all out of pocket.
Yeah, what Samantha said, way to incorporate Imani. That was amazing. I did not expect that. So that was a really, really nice touch. Really creative, guys. Good job. Alrighty.